Thanks again, Sebastian, for joining us this morning. We're delighted to have you on this call. Please tell us, a little bit about your role at Global Affairs Canada, and actually, maybe, for the folks that don't know anything, what is Global Affairs Canada? What is the purpose of this organization?
All right. Global Affairs Canada. Global Affairs Canada, I guess, has evolved with time into joining different programs, releasing some programs. However, to make it really high level, we have some key programs within Global Affairs Canada. So obviously the political public diplomacy. And then we have the trade program. We also have the international assistance program. We also have the consular program, so assistance to Canadians abroad. And those are really obviously we have all the corporate things, but those are the services that we offer to Canadian. That's very, very generic, high level description of what Global Affairs Canada.
Okay. Thank you, Sebastian. And now, can you tell us maybe a little bit more about how Global Affairs Canada is using Comm100 and its omnichannel and AI chatbots, and how many agents and how many bots are being used today?
Yes, absolutely. So the reason why we're using a product like Comm100 is that we needed more ways to get in touch with people as technology advances and people are not using so much email anymore. If you want to get in touch with people, you need to use things like WhatsApp, etc. So we needed to find a solution with which we could get in touch with a broader audience, or not necessarily broader, because people would they would find a way to contact us either by email or by phone. But we wanted to make it easier for them to contact us. And a product like Comm100 would allow that, given the different channels that are available for them to get in touch with us. And so that's really the main idea behind getting a product like Comm100.
Sorry, I was on mute. But how many chatbots are being used today?
Yes.
And,
Yes.
anything you can share about the future growth as well of chatbots or using omni-channels, maybe WhatsApp, etc.
Yeah. So at this time, we only use two chatbots. So one for English, one in French, and it's only being used on the live chat portion. I know it's possible to put them on the individual channels. However, we haven't really taken the time yet to do this. And to answer the other questions, we have roughly, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I would say about 15 agents using Comm100, and they're not simultaneous agents. The most we have is about 4 to 6 agents connected. 6 is really when we get into sort of a busier time. But on a day-to-day basis, the max we have is about 4 agents concurrently logged in the system.
Okay. And now Global Affairs Canada did a 2 years of pilot with Comm100, and then after successful bidding, we did a 5 years contract extension afterwards. Just want to understand like how or what metrics that are being used at Global Affairs Canada from Comm100 to ensure that there's a proper experience for the Canadian citizens. Is there anything that you can speak of in terms of the ROI that the Global Affairs Canada team is seeing?
Yes. Well, to be honest, like when you say ROI, like we're not in the sales business, right?
Yeah,
So we're not necessarily looking to attract more people. It's a big, I think it's a key difference. But basically, what we want to offer is people easier ways to get in touch with us. The most ways that they can get in touch with us, the better. So are we looking at stats and saying, hey, we only had 100 people calling WhatsApping us this past week? We're not looking into getting more. So we're not really interested in those stats. However, the stats are important in the sense that we need to gather all the stats all together, whether it's a phone call, it's an email, it's a SMS, it's a WhatsApp, it's a signal, and we look at the big picture. Now we can make certainly, and I don't think we had so far, but we can look at the stats later and say, oh, we had an increase in WhatsApp, so people are sort of getting more and more interested in WhatsApp. But for us at this time, to be honest, it doesn't make any difference. We're not looking into offloading the phone traffic to necessarily WhatsApp. Phone is still going to exist, and we're still going to have the option for people to call us in. We're not looking into offloading the traffic to WhatsApp.
sure. No, thank you. Personally, what do you like about Comm100? Like, how does Comm100 makes your life or day to day easier? And maybe some of the feedback that you have received from your colleagues.
Like the general consensus is that it's working well. I think people in general like the way the platform is built and how easy it is to use. I feel that the platform is really well done, and to be honest, we probably only use a fraction of the capabilities of the platform at this time. Like ticketing, in the ticketing side, for example, like you can create departments, and there's automatic routing and tons of stuff that you can do that I find very well done.
Okay. What has your overall experience been? I know you're really heavily involved with a lot of inquiries with RCS teams, but how has your experience been with the Comm100's CS teams, and if you're also involved in training and onboarding in the beginning? Love to get your few thoughts on that.
Well, I have nothing bad to say. It's been great, to be honest. Like responses are quick, and then clear. So I can't really. There's nothing I could say that could necessarily be done better, especially on the support side. As for the training, well, I was involved slightly at the beginning, but very minimal. Because since I was the one actually configuring the platform initially, I didn't really need all those training sessions and all that. So I figured it out on my own, and my portion was more back end, and people were more front end, the operations officers. So we didn't necessarily need the same training. But I mean, and even for my part, I didn't really need this training, because I feel like the configuration side of the platform was really well done as well, and you could find whatever you need quite easily, actually. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. Just coming back to the chatbots, can you tell us what specific tasks or inquiries the bots are designed to handle from the citizens that we're serving outside of Canada?
Well, there's anything you can think of like there's consular service manual that's publicly published to all Canadians, and you can look at all the services that are provided by the consular services of Canada. You can think of anything into that manual, whether it's arrest and detention abroad, forced marriage, death abroad. There's many cases. So we try to use the bot for every one of those subjects, we have, an intent. And then the idea is to send the person the information, like to the web page that that talks about this specific subject, so that people have the information without having us to provide them the link manually. So the idea is to basically refer them to the actual, section of the consular manual, or to the web page that talks about this specific information that you would need while you're abroad. So that's one, and the other one is to try to filter out any inquiries that are not related to consular services. For example, visa and immigration services. As soon as someone puts something about visa, immigration, then we have an intent that send people out to the IRCC webpage, and then they can take it from there. So a big portion of our traffic is being filtered via this bot, because we have a lot. I don't have the specific stats, but I can say it's roughly 75% of our traffic is people trying to get visa and immigration services, and it's not a service that we offer. So having this bot filtering out this traffic out for us really helps it.
That's awesome. Thank you, Sebastian. I think it's also worth mentioning that we have the Global Affairs Canada have multiple bots. This one in English. We have also built one in French as well for those audience. Just on the omni-channel side, obviously the team is using WhatsApp today, but there was also plans to using Signal in the future as well, because that's one of the highest used channels in the world outside of Canada. And just being with Comm100 just shows the reach and future-proof sort of technologies as well. And at this point, Michelle, I'm going to pass it to you, see if you have any questions for Sebastian.
Yeah, nothing else on my end only. I guess to wrap up, what was your impression of Comm100 overall, since I know you've been with us POC and now you're a national client? What's your overall experience with us?
Well, again, if I can compare with anything, it's hard to give you better or not as good, or that kind of rating. But for my own personal experience, I have to I cannot think of anything negative I can say so far. Like, the platform has been working well. It's super easy to use for our agents. It's and I haven't tried other products, but I've looked up other products, obviously, because we've been through an RFP process, so we had to do a bit of a research on the other products. And I can't really say if it's better or if it's not as good, like I was saying, because I haven't tested their product. But from my own experience, I can say that it's a great product. Like, there's nothing to say about that. That's for sure. Like, it does what it was meant to do for us, which is integrate multiple channels of communication into a single platform, so we didn't have to monitor multiple devices or accounts. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing negative to say from my part.
Thank you.
Amazing to hear that. Thank you, Sebastian. So basically, consolidation, what you're alluding to, is the purpose of Comm100.